welcome back. And Michelle is here, the host with the most, and she's got your questions, which you've used for their order line, 888-212. She got the questions with the order line, 888-212-8871, or if you emailed Michelle, primarily through our website at Nutrimedical@MichelleDeagle.com or Nutrimedical@drbilldeagle.com. Go ahead, honey, and tell us what you're... Yes, you're honey today. Go ahead with your announcements.
I'm honey every day. Remember Kelsey says, when you call Kelsey honey, she says, I'm not honey. Mommy's honey. I'm Dolly.
Yeah, I know. She's a riot. That's my our daughter with 24 with Down syndrome. She loves to play in the pool, but she's pretty certain about what she believes in the world and how she plans things. So. And
she loves Jesus. She loves God.
She's a very good little Christian girl, young lady.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for listening. And welcome to the firing line and the Nutrimedical Report for August the 11th. It's great to be here. I am the first and the only thing I'm going to say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the old squeaky wheel. I think I got off the air there on, what day was it, Wednesday?
Yeah, you came in on Wednesday, yeah.
And there's 13 orders sitting there and everything, the phone call. And you know what? That tells me that you still love us and we love you too. And that makes me happy. And I'm just a happy camper today.
Yeah.
So no complaints. You don't have to listen to that again, thank God. Or should they say, I'm like...
Yeah. Do you have any other major announcements, Michelle?
Do I? Besides that?
Yeah.
You're bored already?
No, I'm not bored at all. I know you have a whole bunch of announcements, and I don't want to interrupt you, so go ahead.
Okay. That was one of them.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, I know what. I wanted to read a Bible verse today.
That's a good idea.
Because I think that not only you and I have a lot to be thankful for, but all of our listeners, I'm sure they could just stop where they are and think of how thankful they are. Thankful they don't live in a place like North Korea. Thankful that we live in America and we have the most freedom of any other country on the planet. So there's so many things to be thankful for. But I think this made me feel this week, Bill, well, you know, I get a Bible verse and I have my Bible study thing in the mornings, right? Every day. But this one I wanted to share. And it's Luke 12:6-7, a King James version, for lack of any other one that I know of. It's better.
Right.
If you do know one, let me know. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings? Farthings, I wonder how much that was back then, Bill. A couple dollars? Who knows, right? And not one of them is forgotten before God. But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. So, you know, I take that to heart. Don't fear anything. God will take care of everything for all of us.
Yeah, I want to give just a brief testimonial here.
Okay.
Over the many years we've done the show, since 2005 with Genesis and over at RBN and back to Genesis and now here at RBN again. And before that, we did a show with Mark Allen Curry called Laughter is the Best Medicine Clear channel. We've helped many, many people from head to toe with health issues to reduce the drugs I call the pharmacy, to reduce unnecessary procedures, and to actually find the underlying cause of their problem. And we got to thank God for the ability to do that and the ability to get the word out. We're trying to expand that. That's why we set up our new websites, the Deagle Network, the new refurbished clay and iron. We want to get the information out that literally we have testimonials from head to toe of a remarkable healing. Some of it way beyond what I would have expected, where people go into remission from our anti-cancer nutraceuticals, and they don't even do other cancer therapy, or people restoring their heart's function if they're going to terminal heart failure, people that were losing their sight are getting it back. It really is miraculous. And as I say, I want to thank God that we have this capacity to have the radio show and the video broadcasting and the ability to contact people and help them and provide information mostly free. 98% of the time, people contact me. They don't even have to be a customer. They can email Nutrimedical@drbilldeagle.com and get an answer or a call. And usually, if you're not a customer, we're going to ask you to email first, and I'll email you back with a protocol. If it's really urgent, I will call you back, even if you're not.
Someone that I think of that you helped this week that was very, very grateful and, you know, because she didn't know if she could even get to talk to you. And you did talk with her, and that was Christine, Bill. And Christine had, you would know what it was, the procedure, but she had fibroids, and they used a robotic machine to go in through her stomach and go around and take them out. And she has been bedridden for 5 years. She can hardly function, especially during her period. She can't even move for that week. And I brought her to you after the phone call.
Yeah, that was actually yesterday, and we were actually going to do a video with Rob Roselli, but Rob will catch on the weekend for a few minutes. But she had a thing called gastroparesis, where her stomach stopped moving, and when they put in a robotic thing, they actually didn't find any adhesions connecting loops of bowel. They thought they might have when they put the scope in there, and she thought maybe it caused it. No, the problem is she has gastroparesis where the nerve plexus, called the myenteric plexus, in the bowel is not working properly. Usually they have a leaky gut or inflammatory cytokines in their body that actually paralyze the normal motility activity of their bowel, and that's what all her symptoms were related to. And I gave her a starter protocol to improve bowel activity with things like IBS care, which is a bowel release form of carnitine to make peristaltic waves occur, Gastro Heal to help coat her stomach lining, and some other anti-inflammatories like Cell Defense Plus and Nutrimedical 26Y and berberstatin to kind of clear up the stealth pathogens, because there's usually is a small bowel overgrowth. That's why if you do a hydrogen breath test, you'll see it. And there's usually a leaky gut, and there's actually we call hypomotility, we call gastroparesis, where the stomach and the bowel, so if she eats, her whole stomach just blows up like a balloon and it doesn't move out, and she has to lay down for hours after she eats.
You mentioned IBS care.
Yeah.
And she did order that, by the way.
Yeah.
Interestingly, on our website now, on the bottle, it's saying sustained carnitine. I think the people that do our labels for us
they messed
switched
up. But we actually have new labels coming that will actually correct it.
Right.
I changed it to IBS care because it is a sustained carnitine that releases the gut, but they kind of messed up on that. And
yeah, so if you're looking for it on the website, just put in carnitine in the search, and it'll bring you right to the IBS care sustained carnitine.
Sustained carnitine, yeah. So yeah, she'll do well. And as I say, the first layer, there are also a number of tests they didn't do. She should have had an ERCP test of her pancreas and her bile ducts to make sure she doesn't have biogastritis or duodenitis. And she should have probably had an ultrasound of her kidney, of her liver, and her bile ducts and so on. But the ERCP is the most important test that they didn't do on her, as well as food allergies and leaky gut syndrome tests, which we can send her kits later to check out to see if she has small bowel overgrowth and leaky gut syndrome and food allergies.
Walter from BC, North Saanich, BC, Canada. He had a bad fall here, Bill, about a year ago, and he broke his shoulder, and the doctor put it in the sling.
Right.
Oh, is that right? They don't put it in the cast. They put it in a sling. And now his hands so swollen that he can't use it or anything, and he wondered what you would recommend. He thought the Inflamex.
He developed a chronic post-traumatic chronic regional pain syndrome. And probably what happened, you got an adhesive capsulitis with the shoulder stuck together. You should have put him in a dynamic brace rather than a sling alone. Because if you don't move it, eventually the shoulder will stick together, and it does it very quick. Because the shoulder, this is one of the reasons why if you do shoulder surgery to replace the bones in the shoulder, almost universally it fuses. The actual shoulder capsule just sticks all together. It's not the surgery that's the problem. It's the actual body's response to a trauma to the shoulder is to make everything stick together. And then he develops swelling, which means it's blocked his lymphatics, so he actually has a chronic regional pain syndrome and scarring that have actually blocked the lymphatic flow. So I needed to ask him more questions, but I started off with Inflamex, 4 to 5 capsules to 6 capsules 3 times a day. That'll break up the adhesions. He can also use seroflozyme, which is serapeptase alone. He can use things like Cell Defense Plus and Nutrimedical 26Y to reduce the inflammation there. And he probably should have something like Thai massage to break up the adhesions. He can get there's other things we can do to try to identify what's going on there. Nerve entrapment, digital thermogram, and so on. But he's probably going to require a more advanced consult in order to help him with his chronic regional pain syndrome.
Michael from here in California. I know Michael's listening today, Bill, because he's concerned about a co-worker.
A co-worker, yeah.
Yeah, who has had a local infection for months, I guess, boils on his arms and stuff, and he says he thinks that it might be something that he does a lot of, he spends a lot of time in the water. Is it wakeboarding? Whatever that is.
Yeah, it depends on where he's going. For example, right off of...
he said in the river. He's in the river.
Yeah, he may be, firstly, there's various pathogens in the river, or even in the open ocean. For example, here there's a lot of sea life along the coast of Southern California. Fecal matter from the seals actually makes it very easily to get infected. But if you have boils, the first thing to think is, do you have Staph aureus or some kind of, we call nosocomial infection that can infect you? So I'd assume he has either nosocomial infection or we call it zoonotic infection, where he gets it from the local
They're
water.
not healing. The doctor's giving him stuff, and they never heal.
Yeah, well, he needs to start off with our topical, which is NutriSilver and Nutriiodine alternating, or just Nutriiodine, and then put pregnenolone cream on the area, and that will help to turn off the inflammation.
Sherry Bill from Michigan. She injured, let's see. Oh, yes, Sherry. Yeah, I remember this one here now that I'm looking at it. I can hardly read my writing. She's injured her feet, Bill, and couldn't walk. Another person that had a fall. But anyways, this is a praise report because the doctors tried to... Look at Bill's having a cough fit. Okay, you okay?
Too many
You okay,
consoles.
dear?
Too many consoles.
Did you hear what I said about Sherry? Her feet? So the top of her feet were swelling and she couldn't even touch them, right? This is a praise report for the Inflamex.
Yes.
The Inflamex made it so that she's walking now, and it doesn't, the doctors that are on drugs, right? All kinds of different drugs.
Yeah.
Never did anything. But the Inflamex, she said, took the swelling right down.
Right, because you probably had, firstly, the Inflamex is the old Wobenzyme N formula, about 10 times stronger.
The old what?
It's Wobenzyme N. It was developed in Germany 30 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Ours is 10 times stronger. Plus, we had serrapeptase to break up the interfascial adhesions and actually gets rid of plaque in your artery walls and fascial attachments between muscle planes and even the muscle fascia and the periosteum of bones. You can actually have muscle bundles that are stuck to your bone. Mm-hmm. Unless you go to a Thai massage therapist, not just a regular one, they'll actually rip the adhesions between the fascial planes and the bone, and the compartments, like compartments in your foot, whatever, that are causing the swelling, because it blocks the lymphatics. Mm-hmm. But the Inflamex is really good stuff. I love it. On average, I take probably 6 capsules twice a day.
I just want to say hi to you, Maria. I know you're listening, and I know your mom, Maria and Helen, over in Virginia, Bill. I just want to say hi, and her mom's in her 80s, and she's a real diva, and she's doing great.
Right. Yeah.
That's true. I just love talking to them. Anyways, I just want to say hi, because we don't have anything to say. Of course you love our supplements, and of course your mom's doing great because of them.
And if you're, I call a wise elderly that's relatively healthy on a few meds, it's interesting to do a study on the brain structure. Elderly people that actually don't have degenerated brain disease have a more complex brain structure than younger, even middle-aged people. So they're actually not degenerating when you get older. Even if you don't have degenerated brain disease, your brain actually is more complicated than the younger person in your 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Bill, I want to bring up Russ. This is for you, because I know you're listening, because you've been waiting. He's been waiting for an answer to this question here for a couple of weeks, Bill. And he's our patent attorney, remember? Not our patent attorney, but he is.
He calls him periodically to the show, yeah.
Yeah, he's on the East Coast. He says, "Hi, Michelle. I recently received 3 back-ordered items from Nutrimedical." Ooh, 3. So that's 2 bottles of Mountain Red and 1 bottle of Minerals Plus. My concern is that the items may have been damaged from exposure to heat in the small shipping envelope that was inserted into a black mailbox, exposed to direct sunlight for a few hours. Pardon me, now I'm starting, which reached a peak temperature of 122 degrees. He says to know what temperature it was, he actually went out and measured it, Bill.
Right.
So please ask Dr. Bill if those items have lost potency due to being exposed to about 120 degree heat for a few hours.
No.
Now, he was saying the Mountain Red's the one that he's really concerned about because of the tertiary structure of the proteins of the tear velvet. But they thought the Minerals Plus would be okay.
Yeah, you need to get over 160 degrees to have effects.
Okay.
So if it's 120, that's fine.
Okay.
And you want to get it out of there. The thing is, when you know something's coming, make sure you get down to check your mailbox regular. But if it has to be 160 degrees to anneal the proteins.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Well, Russ finally got his answer. Well, you get so many emails that you're missing a few. I had another gentleman this morning. I think I'm going to read it for him.
Yeah, you got his there in your packet, right? He's a new person. Here's a new person who actually has not yet been a customer, right?
That's right. In fact, I'll read it for you, Peter, because, I know everybody that's listening, don't I?
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun, and soon Mitzi's going to be moving to Arizona. She's been with us since her early 20s. She's like my daughter. I love her dearly. A wonderful lady, girl, young woman of the Lord. She's a Sabbath keeper. She's just
Seventh-day Adventist, yeah. And her Her guy have to move to Arizona because of his job, so it's just the way
Her
it is.
guy.
Her guy. Mick, who, by the way, was a semi-professional basketball player.
That's her boyfriend. They've been dating since she was 15.
Yeah,
Mitzi, don't tell Mitzi I said this, anybody, if you're ever talking to her in the next month before she goes, but Mitzi is 32. So she's been here for a little while. She says, oh my gosh, I'm going to be 32 in September. I'm still here. But she loves it too.
You know what my definition of old is 20 years older than you are. So right now I'm 65, old is older than 85.
Of course. Keep pushing it ahead.
I always push it ahead. If you're 100, it's 120.
Uh-huh.
So
what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to answer the phone as much as I can. I have Matthew right now, our other son. I put him to work. He's on the phone right now.
Oh, you did? That's good.
And Chris will be here, and Stephen and myself. But I'm going to be around all week long, so I already talked to lots of people on Monday. So I'll be here yakking. I know you're like, oh my God, she'll be yakking her head off.
Well, I don't know anybody more social than you, Michelle, and you know all these people personally too, which is good.
We are so blessed, Bill.
Yeah.
And I was blessed this morning to talk to Peter, Bill, because this is what he had sent to you back on March 30th, my dear. So that's lost, but he sent it a couple times.
That's unusual.
Dr. Deagle, you would get a lot of emails, Bill.
Yeah.
It's not surprising that you might lose one here or there. I'm a big fan of your webcast. I am writing for a friend, Lee Fields, one of the assistant pastors at my church. He got the yellow fever vaccination in December 2015 as required so he could make a ministry trip to Africa and had a
Believe it or not, I remember responding to that many months ago.
Can I
He
finish?
must have not gotten it, though, so that's unfortunate. Sometimes that happens. Go ahead, yeah.
For our listeners?
Yes, please.
No interrupting.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And had a violent reaction to it, going into seizures. Doctors induced a coma for about a month, during which time most of his organs failed. Being strong people of faith, being strong people of faith, he, when conscious, and his wife prayed for him to live and not to die. Eventually, they were able to bring him out of the coma, and he began a slow recovery. At the time, the doctor said Lee was the 10th person to have that type of reaction to the vaccine. 7 died, and 2 are vegetables, Bill. And Lee was the only one to make any type of recovery. After the coma, they put him on blood thinners, which they think caused a brain tumor, which was surgically removed. His slow recovery continued, but recently Lee seems to be going downhill. And I think traditional medical care is assisting in his demise.
Well,
could you recommend any products to assist in his recovery?
Well, the first thing is when you get the yellow fever vaccine, you have to understand it's an active virus. It's not a passive virus. It's actually a living virus that you're getting injected, yellow fever vaccine. Okay?
That's not good.
No, it's not good.
Well, then what's up with that?
Well, it's part of embalming care. Okay, it's actually pre-embalming. You're getting ready for the box. Your coffin. So the first thing you want to do is reduce cytokine levels and get rid of the residual virus, and the elevated immune response to that virus, which is complement activation, T lymphocyte activation, and antibody activation. You got to reduce all the cytokines, IL-17, TNF-alpha, et cetera. So I would start off with Nutrimune 26Y, 2 capsules 3 times a day, Cell Defense Plus, 2 capsules 3 times a day, and the antiviral antipathogenics of NutriDefense, which blocks a viral capsid of all RNA and DNA viruses, 2 caps 3 times a day, NutroSilver, 1 spray or 3 drops per 10 pounds body weight 4 times a day, and then Nutridyne, 20 drops 3 to 4 times a day in water, and Alcimed, 2 capsules 3 times a day, and bye-bye virus, bye-bye cytokines. Then he gives things to regenerate his organs. He's probably got what we call multi-organ and hormonal failure of thyroid, adrenal, etc. So you need to give him mitothyroid, adrenal support. You need to give him things to reverse what's called somatopause, where his growth hormones crashed. So
now all this can go in a smoothie, right?
Oh, you can
most
make it all.
Of these are capsules.
You can make it all in a smoothie, and you can give it to him 4 times a day.
Yes.
And that way he can get it even down a feeding tube if he can't drink, even down a feeding tube. And I can make it up as a smoothie formula, so they can break it up and keep it refrigerated. Make it up even for a week, and then give them little aliquots of it 4 times a day, and it'll pull them out of it.
When we come back, Rachel from Lyndon, Ontario, Canada.
Imagine a pill that can improve your focus, your memory, your sleep, a catalyst to improve your brain chemistry. Dr. Bill's Cognition Plus is truly the smarter in an hour pill. A combination of amino acids, trace minerals, and B vitamins, Cognition Plus is made with specialized herbal extracts that will enhance and support brain function. Our customers say,
I feel more focused.
my memory's getting better.
I can work longer with more useful hours.
Power up your neurotransmitters that have been depleted, like dopamine and norepinephrine. Stimulate the release of others, like serotonin and oxytocin. Improve circulation and energy production. Protect your mind and your loved ones today. Order Dr. Bill Deagle's Cognition Plus at 888-212-8871 or go online to Nutrimedical.com. That's 888-212-8871 or Nutrimedical.com.
This is Dr. Bill Deagle of the Nutrimedical Report, 12 to 3, Monday to Friday. Call-ins are welcome to the show. You can order at 888-212-8871 or nutrimedical.com. Nutrimedical's Calm Mind supports a relaxed mood and helps to support your brain neurotransmitter. Helps lower blood pressure. Helps to make you feel calm all day long and helps to make it easier to go to sleep. Calm Mind contains GABA. It also contains xanthine and L-theanine, an amino acid from green tea. And it contains myo-inositol, a special B vitamin. Because it's such high quality, it works amazingly for anxiety, panic attack, and for depression. Get Calm Mind at nutrimedical.com and nutrimedical.com or 888-212-8871. The special studies that have been done on Calm Mind show that it helps to stabilize the neurons in the brain, lower the autonomic nervous system that raises blood pressure, and it helps to support normal calming activity throughout the body. That means you're going to have much higher energy level, much more stable mood, be able to tolerate stress better, and it helps to stabilize blood sugar as well. So order Calm Mind at nutrimedical.com. Nutrimedical's New True Silver is a new angstrom silver wrapped in hydrogen and with a liposomal enzymatic envelope to deliver to target tissues. It will kill all viruses, bacteria, parasites, and pathogens. It goes through the biofilm with an amazing new technology developed by Dr. Bill at nutrimedical.com. You can get this amazing new nutraceutical, which is non-toxic for the eye, respiratory tract, or nose, or skin, at Nutrimedical, nutrimedical.com. That's nutrimedical.com, or our order line, 888-212-8871. This new technology releases the silver ion to stimulate not only killing pathogens, but stimulates tissue regeneration and stem cell activation. It is thousands of times stronger than any colloidal or onyx silver complex, and with its enzymatic liposomal envelope, delivers it to the target tissues with very small dosages.
From Canada. Hi there. I wanted to contact Dr. Deagle in regards to a skin infection, and she wants to call it this Morgellons, but you can explain that, Bill, that I've had for at least 3 years now. I'm an educated woman and work for the government in Canada. I saw an article where a woman had taken your silver and Nutridyne, and these products had cleared up 17 years of horror for her. That's good. I have been ignored and been viewed as having psychiatric issues. Not one health professional of the many I have seen have even heard of my, what she calls that, Morgellons, but maybe you can explain what that really is.
Okay.
She's had 10 years.
I'll fill off.
Yeah.
First thing, I'll ask you a couple questions. How much training do you think the average doctor has in infectious disease?
Lots. How's that? I'll say the opposite.
Almost none.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think they understand where weird bugs grow, like in the jungle or in the agricultural areas, or even in your front yard?
Okay, I'll say yes.
No, they don't understand any of it. Now, how many pathogens grow on the human skin? The actual pathogen number.
Okay, let me guess.
Just figure out a number.
Hundreds of thousands.
No, 200 plus
Oh, okay.
to 300 pathogens grow on
Okay,
your
well,
skin.
stop asking me questions.
No, the reason why I'm asking is
Do we have
because
any more?
if you ask those questions to a health professional, they always get the wrong answer.
How many are on the skin?
Up to 300, but usually on average 200. Now, what happens is there's an organism...
Talking to you, it feels like millions, thousands.
No, it's not. There's an actual number. There's an organism called agrobacterium, and mycobacteria and agrobacteria have been modified by the way we handle the soil. If we take the soil and we fluoridate it to kill off the bad bugs we don't like, we also get rid of the fixing organisms. For example, if you don't have fungi in the soil, you can't fix the minerals, so the rhizomes of the plant little rootlets can't even pull the minerals in to actually grow plants. Now, the plant structure is made of three things: water, minerals, and carbon dioxide from the air. So most of the plant structure actually comes from CO2 in the air that it converts back and releases oxygen. And it takes the minerals from the plants, but without the fungi like agrobacteria in the soil. So what we've done is we've mutated them. So these organisms we call mycobacteria are a mycobacterial infection. Now, they appear to have what we call intelligence, because you start trying to kill it, it's going to respond to a toxic thing trying to kill it by acting in a way that we think is intelligent. So it's not a space alien invading your body. It's an agrobacterium that has collective intelligence. Just like, for example, if you go in and attack a swarm of bees, the bees are going to bite you. They're going to sting you, right? What you do is you want to hit it with everything. Firstly, Nutridyne, topically and orally, NutriSilver, Allison Med, NutriDefense, to reduce the cytokine load, Cell Defense Plus, and Nutrimune 26Y, and it'll wipe it out. Topically, you want to use pregnenolone. You can reduce the inflammation also by adding curcumin if you don't have open lesions. If you have an open lesion, for God's sake, don't put curcumin on it. It'll irritate it, but pregnenolone is very safe. More and more of these infections are happening because of three reasons. One, the average person in the population, their immune system is getting depressed. Number two, there's more biotoxins in the environment, and they're also modifying the environment, so these organisms are getting more deadly. They've been aggravated by toxic environments, so they're actually mutating them and making them worse. For example, the ground level ozone layer and ultraviolet light is mutating pathogens and viruses on the ground all the way around the world, in jungles and everywhere, so they're getting more likely to change their genetics so they're more pathogenically deadly. And drugs, for example, if you want to talk about nosocomial infections, the best place to get a really bad bug is a hospital or a clinic, where the worst possible thing is a doctor's tie or a stethoscope that's not been cleaned, and they can literally transfer bugs that'll give you something like, methicillin-resistant Staph aureus or Clostridium difficile. It's called difficile because it's hard to culture, but it'll kill you. Or fungi like fungi like Candida auris that just burst out last year in Japan and has a 30 to 60% chance of killing you. These are not minor infections. They'll kill you, and if you do a testing, then they generate aldehydes that make your brain shrink and your heart stop. So people need to realize that the average doctor has almost no training on infectious disease. They don't do immunotoxicological testing. These organisms aren't easy to culture out in your blood, urine, or other body fluids, if it's pus, just like an abscess in the abdomen or something. And so the average doctor is completely lost because they've never done testing. I had a reference lab testing for CDC for viral testing in my office in Denver. Most doctors don't have the faintest idea what organisms are even growing in their local community, including nosocomial infections.
So for Rachel, like for the other woman that had 17 years at the silver, so the NutriSilver and the Nutridyne together
Yes.
would help.
Yes, most definitely.
That's what.
And you can knock it out very
cleared it
quickly. And by the way, we clear up hepatitis C, AIDS virus, viral load drops to 0, right?
With which one?
With a combination I call triple threat: Nutridyne, NutriSilver, Allison Med.
Allison Med, too. Yeah, the three.
Triple threat.
Triple threat, sure.
Nutrimedical's Power C Plus is the greatest important breakthrough in vitamin C technology since Linus Pauling. It is the only neutral pH vitamin C in the world as a calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium ascorbate salt with bioperin, a black pepper extract, to increase absorption by 40%. When you take Power C Plus, it helps to alkalinize all the cells of your body instantly, raise the oxygen level and energetic level of cells, suppress cancer and inflammation in your body, and help you fight infections. Power C Plus also helps to build up the collagen in your body, hyaluronic acid in your joints, and the glycosaminoglycans in your joints, as well as to improve healing of any tissue in your body. Power C Plus is very unique at Nutrimedical.com. That's NUTRIMedical.com, where you can order, or 888-212-8871. That's Nutrimedical, NUTRI Medical.com. BrainMag is an amazing nutraceutical technology that crosses the blood-brain barrier because it is a magnesium L-threonate and magnesium malate and glycinate. Magnesium L-threonate, when it crosses the blood-brain barrier, protects the brain from oxidative stress, and in knockout mice was able to protect against memory loss and Alzheimer's. It dramatically increases cognitive health, improves sleep quality, stabilizes the mood, and works wonderfully with Calm Mind as a combination drink supplement. Order Nutrimedical's Brain Mag at 888-212-8871 or Nutrimedical, NUTRIMedical.com. That's 888-212-8871 or Nutrimedical, NUTRIMedical.com. This is the best nutraceutical for calming your brain, protecting memory and brain function, and prevention of Alzheimer's. Kilormax's Nutrimedical Heavy Metal Detox formula includes DMSA, dimercaptosuccinic acid, EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, cilantro, chlorella, garlic, and a special form that researchers have benefited from removing heavy metals, and acetylcysteine and alpha-lipoic acid. This oral formula is the best oral formula available in the world for removing heavy metals safely from the body. It also has a special shilajit addition of trace elements from the Himalayan mountains and humic fulvic acid to replace trace minerals drawn out by the Kilormax. Kilormax is the best oral chelation agent available in the world, and you can obtain it at nutriMedical.com, 888-212-8871. That's nutriMedical.com, or 888-212-8871. Michelle, we're back. So, gee, I don't know. I started to sleep through those commercials. I think I try to speak slower because I speak too fast. And then I think some of the music that we had put in there was obviously. I said, I haven't had such a good sleep in days as when I did those commercials.
Me too. Actually, I don't know why.
I know they're important products, so I'm just kidding. But we're going to revoice them and get them more
products
snappy.
Are important.
I'll speak at my normal velocity, and we'll have snappier music behind it. And I think you're going to rewrite some of the text too.
I'm
smiling at me here and laughing at the same time, right? You say, "My gosh, Bill, I know what you say now when you say you're a warthog for God. You got lots of warts, boy."
I never said that.
I do. I say it because I think when you self-deprecate, then it makes other people think, "Oh, he's not so bad. He's not always an arrogant."
That might work, except for you just said it. Except for you just said that it's going to work, so then it doesn't work.
Yeah, it ruins it.
Okay, Todd Bill from South Dakota. Dr. Deagle, I am looking for some advice on a dental issue. My daughter went in to get 2 small cavities filled, and the assistant soon came out to the waiting room to inform my wife that a tooth needed to be removed or a root canal performed. She chose the root canal. A few minutes later, they informed her that the root was too long for their instruments, and they would close up and refer us to the specialist in town. My daughter is not in pain and will not see the specialist for a week or so, and I'm going to talk with the dentist tomorrow, and do you have any suggestions on what questions I should ask?
Yeah, the first thing is never let a non-biological dentist touch your mouth, okay? Because they're going to not have equipment to properly remove mercury amalgams in their office, so even if you're just sitting there in the waiting room, you're going to get mercury vapors. Number 2, never put gutta percha, which is cadmium, into the root of the tooth, which the regular dentist will do. And even the VA hospital, all the dentists in the country still put mercury amalgams, even in young men in their late teens and 20s.
What's that stuff that goes in the root canal? What's it
Gutta
called?
percha.
No, in the root canal.
Cadmium.
What is that?
It's a heavy metal. It's very bad for your brain and your bone marrow.
Oh.
Okay? Bad stuff. And the knucklehead dentists continue to do it, even though it's been known as a biotoxin for over a century. It's like really
bad. And they still use it in root canals?
Yeah, because they get away with it. Now, of course, the European Dental Association, following my research, and the research that went on at the Menninger Institute in Germany, following the University of Calgary, has actually banned it in Europe with the European Dental Association and the Holistic Dental Association in America, but there's still dentists that do it, especially in the VA, and it's obscene. And the thing is, putting gutta percha in, you can use biological dentists, can use non-toxic composite material that can do the root canal, but not putting heavy metal down there. So do not let non-biological dentists touch your mouth. I always tell people, whether you're cleaning your teeth, you want to use ozone to get rid of the biofilm, and you want to get rid of the mercury amalgams. I went to Dr. Jeffrey Curbs to get rid of mine, and my blood tests and so on showed no mercury at all. It's gone now.
Victor from his iPhone. Hello, doctor. My wife has been dealing with migraines and low vitamin D levels. Also, she had her gallbladder removed. I didn't want her to do that, but her mom interfered. But the VA, speaking of the VA,
very awful,
has said that they can't help her anymore. She is now willing to go to alternative health, so please let us know where to start.
Well, first off, for migraines, you can stop them immediately. If you just puncture CoQ10 Supreme Ubiquinol, put it under your tongue, when the migraine starts, along with the power muscle B12. Boom. No migraines, 5 minutes, gone.
Yes.
Number 2, you want to take BioLVR at least 1 capsule twice a day preventatively, and S-adenosine methionine methyl. And I recommend that you take things to reduce blood viscosity like nattokinase and cardiovasc. But the most important is the CoQ10, and the other things that will help reduce it is brain mag and benpocidine or brain power, that'll protect your brain from oxidative stress, because it's a vascular spasm of the vessels, and when they dilate, that's when you get the scotomata of your vision and the weird sounds if you have hearing issues as well. So the first thing is puncture CoQ10 Supreme Ubiquinol with a corn skewer or a knife. Squeeze it around your gums and hold it there 10 minutes or so, and put a power methyl B12 under your tongue, and bye-bye headaches. So that's easy. The gallbladder thing's already too late, but you can keep your gallbladder healthy with Cell Defense Plus and Gastro Heal to reduce inflammation in the bile ducts and maintain motility of your bile ducts and so on, with IBS Care, which is our slow-release, bowel-release carnitine. And what was the third issue she had?
I don't know. The vitamin D, low vitamin D levels?
Easy. Take our MyCell D3 and Myco D2. You can take the liquid. It's 1,000 units per drop. And I usually recommend you take at least 20 to 30,000 units a day to start to bring you up. Then retest your blood level in 90 days. You want it to be just under 100. Most people think that they're okay even if they're taking it and it's actually low. And some people with a tan actually have none. You'd be surprised. Some people say, I'm in the sun all day long, and you talk to them because they're surfer dudes, and they have none. It's amazing to say, well, you may not necessarily have it because you may not have the minerals to activate vitamin D, which is manganese. If you don't have adequate manganese, you can't activate vitamin D.
So the other thing was the gallbladder removed, but that's...
Yeah, it's already gone. So we can help her if she's got what we call dysbiosis or motility disorder, or stasis of her bile. There's those things we can do for that.
But isn't it okay to have your gallbladder removed?
Well, if you already wait till the stones are so bad you're getting bile obstruction, or you've got an anomalous thing, it's dangerous to not have it removed if you've got a blockage.
That's what I thought.
But we can do things to stop that.
Okay. Next bill is Sheila and Steve.
Yeah.
I've just...
Go ahead.
Are you good?
Yeah.
I've just ordered your Power C Plus in hopes to help with inflammation.
Right.
I'm almost certain I suffer from histamine intolerance, and I'm soon seeing an allergist to help pinpoint the cause. I've suffered with what was thought to be migraines. There's more migraines, Bill, for 18 years, but I think it's histamine intolerance. She goes to say, I never have auras, nausea, or light sensitivity. And the only medication that gives 12 hours of relief is 2.5 mils of Zomic. Zomic?
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Is it? She says she thinks that's good.
You'll never feel good about taking these toxic drugs. As I said, I already answered the migraine thing. First off, it's not a good idea to come up with a diagnosis and say it's histamine sensitivity. Everybody with allergies, first off, if you think you're allergic, get blood tests done. I can order the kits for you, food allergy tests. They can determine if you have food sensitivity. If you want to get rid of histamine, you use Allergon and Allerblock. The Allerblock first is a safe antihistamine, because a lot of antihistamines are very toxic. If you take one over the counter, they can interfere with heart drugs, etc. So what you want to do is you want to take one capsule 3 times a day of the Allerblock, and then if it doesn't settle it down, you go to high dose Power C next, 3 to 6 capsules 3 times a day, and then the next is Allergon, which actually has histaminase that gets rid of histamine.
She does say that she hopes that we send the Power C soon, and it's already gone out, actually.
Yeah, and then the next step
But
beyond
she
that's
does
Nutrimedical
say
26Y. Yeah, go ahead.
But she does say that the reason that she ordered from us, it's her first time ordering, was my friend referred me. She's been taking Power C for a month and said it changed her life.
Right.
So I think with this lady, with
Testimony.
Sheila, she probably thinks that the Power C is going to
Right, it will.
feel good.
Because every disease state, if it's cancer, heart disease, or infection, there's 3 things. Electron deficiency, which Power C corrects because it's liquid electrons, acidosis, and hypoxia. Every disease state has those 3 characteristics.
Next is No Name from Texas. What can you
Gets around, doesn't he?
what can you recommend, Bill, for 70% clogged arteries on an 82-year-old female?
Cardiovasc, number 1. Nanokinase, number 2. Basically, I would add to open up the arteries, magnesium glycinate and Supernox with a little beet VO2 max powder. But the most important is nanokinase and cardiovasc. And then, of course, the Omega Supreme Pro, because you want to get fatty acids to have healthy fatty acids in your artery walls. And if you're trying to lower cholesterol and abnormal lipid fractions, the 10 mils in juice of Omega Cod liver liquid. And don't take the HMG CoRe reductase inhibitors ever, not just sometimes, ever. Don't take amiodarone, don't take calcium channel blockers, and do not take blood lipid thinners like low molecular weight heparin or Coumadin, or Xarelto, or Apaxaban, or Xarelto. They're all deadly and stupid.
Justo, Bill, our friend Justo from Georgia, I know you did speak with him because he's thanking you for a phone consultation on Wednesday for his son Matthew. I guess without reading everything here, I know you're familiar with it. Matthew has a deposit in his right salivary
Gland, yeah. He had surgically removed when he got back to Georgia, yeah.
Yeah, that is 5 millimeters in diameter and 2 centimeters long. That's big, isn't it?
Yeah, 5 millimeters is literally half of a centimeter, and it was actually this long, so it looks like a little horn. That's pretty big. And that blocked the gland, and when I checked he actually had a QRMA test done, which I looked at, and it showed he had the osteoporosis on the QRMA, was called predictive scan of a 90-year-old, so he's only 18.
You know he has food allergies, though.
Yeah, and he's got a horrible diet. When I looked at it, it's like, oh my gosh, so...
He has allergies to kiwis, strawberries, apples.
That means he'll have small bowel overgrowth and leaky gut syndrome, food allergies and elevated cytokine levels, and because of his diet, his calcium is moving out of his bones into his parotid gland, which causes a calcified problem there. So you get metastatic calcification that blocked the gland.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before. Lois, Bill.
Right.
Hello, Lois, up in Minnesota. She used to be a real estate agent over in Boulder, Bill. When we lived in Highlands Range.
Boulder, Colorado, yeah.
Yeah, now she's moved up to Minnesota because her daughter's there and she has 2 grandchildren. Speaking of grandchildren, we've got 2 grandchildren coming tomorrow to stay for the whole month, right through to September 3rd.
And Super Grandma is going to have fun with these kiddies. You get lots of toys.
Nana.
Nana.
Grandma's too old. Nana.
Nana's going to play with them and got lots of toys for them to play in the pool and bring them to Disneyland and everything.
You're a grandpa, though. You can be old. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's what you call yourself. They call you grandpa.
Yeah. But luckily, don't call me grandpa for being grumpy. I'm just grandpa, not grandpa.
No, not you. You're like super overly generous and you spoil them bad, Bill. Bad.
I believe in what's called rent a kid. You get as a grandparent, you get to rent a kid and spoil the heck out of them, and they can't wait to get back to see you a year later or 6 months later. So maybe they'll get back here Christmas time.
Lois Lois. Before I reorder the adrenal, I'm like a robot, Bill. Before I reorder the adrenal support, I wanted to check on what you have to help fight Candida A. I didn't know there was different kinds of Candida.
Well, there's various forms of Candida. The types in North America in the past 35 years, we have now the entry of Candida glabrata and tropicalis, but there's a new one called Candida auris. And if you have it emerged last year in Japan. It has a 30 to 50% chance of killing you. If you get it, 30 to 50% of people in Japan die. They don't just have a bad day, they die.
Or you know what I think here? I think that she meant just Candida, because then she says a blood test should go with that next sentence. I think.
Right, yeah. Candida
so
easy.
Blood test,
you start off with simple things, berberstatin. Go ahead.
I just need to tell you what she said, though. Her blood test, right, came back double the high range, and she's on this.
Well, first off,
what's that?
What about high range of what? I mean, first off, I guarantee you that they didn't test for anti-candida antibodies or test to see if they had mycelial candida in her blood with a phase contrast and microscopy.
What's that?
Fluconazole is a toxic drug that sterilizes you and castrates you.
Uh-oh.
So if you take that, you want to measure your female hormone levels, they disappear. So it's like a chemical castration. You take fluconazole for 6 weeks, bye-bye hormones, see you later, have a nice day.
She's on it right now. I want to email her.
Right. Isn't that nasty? So you go and say, I wonder why I have no testosterone in the guy or woman has no hormones? Take fluconazole and some of these drugs like, moxifloxacin and so on that works, or like antibiotics or antifungals like some of the caspofungin, one of the bad ones. You have to do a blood test every 30 to 60 days because it can cause liver failure. Very dangerous.
Next is Daniel. He says, hi, it's Daniel from July the 7th radio broadcast. I called in and had kidney failure, and you told me to shoot you an email.
Yeah, I sent one back to him. The 4 things I'd start off with kidney failure are ultrasound B1, Vein-Away, right? And then I would use Mountain Red Velvet and for regeneration for the peptides there, and probably nanokinase to improve blood flow and reduce blood viscosity because those cytokines there. Those are the starter ones. We can add to ones to reduce anything that's attacking the glomeruli as well. If he was diabetic or has other problems like toxic. I believe when I heard his history, he had an autoimmune attack of some kind that actually triggered off his kidney failure.
Harm from Quebec, Canada. Hello, Dr. Bill. What can I take for ADD? I did integrated listening systems, but my neural paths disintegrated.
Well, I start off with real simple stuff. Start off with Cognition Plus, 2 capsules twice a day, Brain Power, 1 to 2 capsules twice a day, add Neurogen for myelination of the brain activity, and you can use Mood Energizer, which is the acetyltyrosine, to stimulate the reticular activating cells that will reactivate your brain and balance it, and methyl-S-adenosylmethionine. And the 3 types of cholinergic pathways things are ultrathymine B1, CDP-choline, and uridine monophosphate, because acetylcholine regulates the parts of the brain for memory. The reticular activating cells, there's 3 classes. They're out of balance in people with ADD. And the protocol we have works, and you can actually test the blood to see if the neurotransmitter levels are normal, and you can also do a quantitative electroencephalogram to see if the voltages and coherence patterns of the different part of the cortex is normal. So there's concrete ways of testing this. It's not just Dr. Deagle says this. No, you can test and prove it that we've actually fixed it. Not drugs, too. By the way, drugs do not fix ADD. Silate, Premaline, and these other toxic drugs, and they sell them in high schools for large dollars as an alternative to speed or whatever, or crack. Very bad idea.
Next, Bill, is that he calls himself Mr. White Spot. He said, uneven skin tan happened this year. How do you restore melanin for an even tan? Please help.
He's getting early signs of what's called what Michael Jackson had, which is vitiligo. And you get anti-melanocyte antibodies and T lymphocytes that will attack your skin pigment cells. So you treat it as an autoimmune disease, and usually they have small bowel overgrowth, food allergies, and they've got high levels of cytokines making their T lymphocytes attack. So you start off with Nutrimune 26Y, antipathogenics on the skin like nutraceuticals on the skin, and pregnenolone to turn off the inflammation. And if that doesn't work, we bump it up to the next level with Cell Defense Plus and high-dose Power C, etc., because you're trying to turn off the cytokines and the T lymphocyte attack on the melanocytes, the pigment cells in your skin. So it's a form of, I call para-autoimmune disease, where you actually have T lymphocytes that are kind of snapping off and getting rid of the pigment cells in your skin. That's why you get white spots.
This is a long email, and I can see the time is, we don't have a whole lot. So this is Philippe in an email, and it's about his grandmother, Bill. And just briefly, there's a lot here, but it's COPD.
Firstly, you have bronchuria, mucus production, inflammation in the airways, inhalation of nutraceuticals, 3 sprays, hold for count of 10, repeat, dosage of 1 spray per 10 pounds body weight. Take a Omron or a Sonupulsolate and grind up a tablet of Cell Defense Plus and use it with normal saline to inhale 4 times a day. Take also other antipathogenics, Allison and Nutridyne, and take Cell Defense Plus to reduce the hydroperoxy radical in your lung tissue. And then we also have heterochromic peptides we can get to help regenerate lung tissue. But the main thing is we want to break up that mucus. We can break it up with nattokinase or seroflozyme. Those 2 will break up the mucus. The seroflozyme will break it up very nicely, or Inflamex, so it's less mucousy thick. It's often thick and it grows in secondary infections. So you have secondary infected bronchuria. Collagen. By the way, one of the things I want to announce is I've actually talked. I've got to know. I need to take 20 seconds. Okay. We're going to start doing some live stream video now. We may not.
Okay.
I may have you prettied up, so you'll be on camera. I'll just have my voice to the side.
Prettied up?
I'm just getting your hair done.
You
and
mean
everything.
makeup?
Makeup, yeah, and your hair done.
Okay.
But anyway, we're going to go through some videos that we'll put out in our live stream as well.
All right. I got grandkids for a while. We'll see.
Yeah.
Corin, Goran. Oh wow, what a name! An email from Croatia. Hello, Dr. Deagle. My wife suffers from psoriasis and the situation is worsening, regardless of what she tried so far to ameliorate it. We're both aware that the big pharma mafia doesn't have or doesn't want the cure for it. We're searching for products like yours.
IL-27 is an interleukin that's generated at the prickle cell layer caused by pathogens. The most common ones are various organisms that can grow in there, like mites, and various pathogens like fungi.
Sorry,
and
Bill.
Go ahead.
I have to say this because he put here to make sure I say to you that the outburst of psoriasis occurred simultaneously with bad inflammatory process related to hemorrhoids.
Yeah, when you have hemorrhoids, basically you're getting inflammation of your vessel wall, and that's where Vein-Away comes in to stop hemorrhoids. So Vein-Away is very good. Yeah, there's probably a stealth pathogen in the body. In cancer, up to 20 pathogens can grow in a cancer tissue or a tissue that's been inflamed or infected by autoimmune disease. Like, for example, if somebody's got rheumatoid arthritis, or they've got what's called calcium pyrophosphate deposition disease in their joints, like their knee or their shoulder, they have Mycoplasma hominis that's a trigger. Now, if you have a certain HLA type, it'll turn into a full-blown rheumatoid arthritis. But if you don't have the HLA type, you just get the calcium pyrophosphate deposit.
I have no idea what you're saying.
It means,
HLA.
in other words, stealth pathogens like Mycoplasma hominis will trigger off rheumatoid arthritis. So whenever you have an illness like hemorrhoids, there's always stealth pathogens and toxins involved.
Oh.
Always, okay? Cancer, for example, a woman who gets breast cancer, she has infection actually growing in her breast, sometimes for decades before it turns into full cancer.
Okay.
Which is
tell us
fungi,
before we lose time.
nanobacteria, etc.
How can we help this his wife?
Again, Nutridyne and nutrasilver alternative, pregnenolone on the skin, and allicin, I call triple threat. And then to reduce cytokine levels, Nutrimune 26Y, high dose Power C with full vitamin K2, metaquinone 7, and Cell Defense Plus, which is our super absorbed form of curcumin. Nobody else in the world has anything like it. And triple threat, Nutridyne, allicin med, nutrasilver, and the topical pregnenolone. You can also reduce the inflammation. If you don't have lesions, you can use curcumin. But if you have lesions, for God's sake, do not put curcumin on open lesions on the skin. It'll irritate them. It's very good for stopping cancer and turning off pain. But if you have open lesions, you want to just use pregnenolone. You can use an open capsule of brain power, which has been pulsatine to turn off pain if you have pain with it. But the pregnenolone is very effective.
I can't go through all these. We are almost at the end here. But tinnitus is something that I'm hearing a lot lately. Tinnitus.
Yeah, what you want to do there, you have to stop the free radicals in the middle ear. So you want to use our Ear Care Many-Air, a capsule 3 times a day, ultrathymine B1, CDP choline, and uridine or uridine monophosphate. Now, the uridine we use because we don't know if you're a fast or slow acetylator. If you're a slow acetylator, you want to use uridine. If you're a fast acetylator on, say, your 23andMe.
How would you ever know that?
You do genetic tests on 23andMe and
No, but if you
Prometheus.
didn't have that, what would
Just
you
use
take?
uridine.
There's a lot of tinnitus lately. I wonder if it's people using earphones and
Cell phones,
earplugs and all that.
And all of that, they're almost near their head, and it irritates and creates free radicals in the middle ear. Even though it's not a sound, it's actually harmonic radiation cooking the inside of their cochlea and their middle ear.
Well, thank you, Bill, for another firing line. I loved it.
I spoke faster.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
I spoke faster than those silly commercials that make me fall asleep.
We'll fix those. God bless you. We love you. Thank you for everything. We have a lot. All of us again have a lot to be thankful for. I don't have to tell you that. You already know it.
Yeah, and thank you for Mishi and the amazing things you bring to Nutrimedical, and thank you all there for supporting us by getting all your wellness needs here at Nutrimedical.com, 888-212-8871. Nutrimedical's nutraceuticals is a must for every family's medicine cabinet. 100% safe for children and adults, it protects and promotes health by completely removing stealth and major pathogens. Silver must be in its ionic state to activate and kill singlet oxygen, killing capacity for viruses, bacteria, and pathogens. It has a maximum punch because it is delivered in a liposomal enzymatic envelope and is hydrogenated. It's so safe that you can put drops in your eyes and inhale in your sinuses or lungs. NutriSilver orally will clear pathogens from your GI tract, viruses, bacteria, and pathogens. It's thousands of times stronger than any nanoparticle or colloidal silver anywhere else. And every silver atom is activated to kill pathogens and stimulate stem cells. Our customers tell us that if they wake up with a sore throat, take a few sprays of NutriSilver in a few minutes, they are already feeling better. NutriSilver is truly amazing. Try it and you'll see the results for yourself. Dosages are small because of Nutrimedical's advanced technology, topical or internal applications. Order at NutriSilver today with free shipping at Nutrimedical, Nutrimedical.com, and Nutrimedical.com, or 888-212-8871. That's 888-212-8871. Are you tired of running to your doctor for medical tests like iron levels and bone density? How would you like to have the access to your own diagnostics? This simple interpretive test can give you results in just a few minutes right in your own computer. Find out if you have high cholesterol, viscous blood, abnormal blood sugar, developing eye problems, dropping hormone levels, and normal organ function. Dr. Bill's QRMA uses the magnetic fields of your body and harmonic frequencies to predict functional abnormalities and deficiencies. The QRMA, or Quantitative Resonant Magnetic Test, is quick, non-invasive, and simple to use. colorful display reads off mild, moderate, or severe deviations of normal standards. Why is Dr. Bill's QRMA so predictively accurate? It compares it to a massive database, and you can send the results for Dr. Bill to do an interpretation, as all analyses for you and your family are totally included in the cost of the machine. You can purchase the QRMA now at an amazing sale price with payments spread over 6 months. The QRMA is quick and safe. Go to Nutrimedical.com, that's NUTRImedical.com, or 888-212-8871. That's 888-212-8871. Nutrimedical's Vitamineral Mix. Finally, a high-quality bioactivated multivitamin and mineral drink that tastes fruity, delicious for the whole family. Nutrimedical's Vitamineral Mix will deliver activated nutrients to your cells, jumping genetic toxic blockades to fully activation. Powered not by in any other multivitamin mineral supplement, every metabolically converted vitamin and bialbion chelated mineral jumps across the cell membranes to full activation. Energy, detoxification, regeneration, and hormones and peak performance will be yours and your children's. Stimulate your maximum potential and live to the full for your whole family with Vitamineral Mix. That's VITAMINERAL-MIX at Nutrimedical.com and NUTRImedical.com, 888-212-8871. That's NUTRImedical.com, NUTRImedical.com, or 888-212-8871. Vitamineral Mix for maximum activation of the best vitamin for your family.